It's like that perfect, anyway. Hopefully you know what I'm talking about. Hi MalPals and NewPals, happy 15-ish minute Friday. I am not talking about products today. Basically, this is a 15-ish minute video about how I style my 90s bob. And I got a really hateful comment about my hair that was like,
"You don't know anything about the 90s, youngin'. I was born in the 80s and I know the truth."
Girl, I was born in the 80s. I was a 90s child, so don't come for me. I know what the 90s was. I loved it, okay? Claire Danes. If you would like to see how I style my bob that is one length, super like thick on the ends because I have finer hair, if you would like to see how I get this style that lasts me 2 to 3 days when I have frizzy, curly, fine hair, I can go from this to this, you guys. Just keep watching. This might seem like your traditional, I flat iron my hair. No, this video is full of really tiny, helpful tips. Oh, also, I'm having a really bad eyelash day, and I'm really upset because I really like everything else about my makeup. So let's get to the blow drying portion of this video. So I'm sorry that we are in the bathroom for this portion, but the tips are helpful, so please watch. I know the lighting is awful. I had to use my vlog camera. It's a whole thing, but the rest of the video is not like that. So let's go ahead and get into it. Products are super important, especially cater to your hair type. I obviously have kind of a wavy, curly situation. This was like behind my ears and pulled down because I just put my makeup on. So anyway, I want to show you the products that I use. As soon as I get out of the shower, I do apply my Bumble & Bumble Hairdresser's Invisible Oil Primer as a complete detangler, as well as just, I know I'm going to dry my hair. It's a heat protectant up to 450 degrees. It's perfect. I've used it for years. Then after I apply that, I will go ahead and apply my Bumble & Bumble Repair Blow Dry Cream. And this stuff is also stuff that I have used for years. I know I've already applied it. Like I said, I applied those two as soon as I get out of the shower, comb them through. Now we're on to, I think, this something that has totally changed my hairstyling game, especially when it comes to giving myself a blowout, and that is the new Kevin Murphy Blow Dry Ever Bounce. So this for me, I feel, look at this. This is insane. This for me, I feel, has really changed the game for holding my style, as well as giving my hair that really nice swing that I love. So I take this, and also this line here, the blow dry line, it needs heat to activate. So the product start working once you start drying your hair. And I like to apply from roots to ends, especially a little more in the back. Here we go. And we're done. Just kidding, but I love this stuff. Okay, now we're going into the blow drying part, which is super key. I like a really clean middle part, which is what we have right now. I have my sectioning clips. I really love the T3 sectioning clips, so I only need 2, depending on how much hair you have. That's how much you'll need. 2 tools that I love for the blow dry part. You guys know I've been talking a lot about the Ibiza G5 round brush. I bought this from my hairstylist and I have not stopped using it since. And then I have a paddle brush here. So I like to section, since my hair has dried half the way while I applied my makeup, I will just let my hair air dry as much as possible just to prevent damage. But then I take my blow dryer. Any blow dryer will do. You don't need a big fancy one. I do love the Dyson though, and I like using the wider direction attachment. It just comes off. It's a magnet. I will start round brushing and get most of the frizz out, you know, smooth it, and I'll show you some other directions that I take my brush as well. So already you can see it's already like curling under. It's nice and smooth. I forgot to say, this is, I believe it's synthetic and boar hair, so it really helps smooth and defrizz. Okay, now in this process, this is when I will clean up my middle part and make sure that it is exactly where I want it, because from here I go in and style it. So I love this comb. This is a Cricut comb. It's made like silicone or whatever. I got it from Sally's. It really just separates the hair nicely. It gives me a really nice part. And next, because I am about to go heat style in better lighting, I'm going to take my primer again, since this is my heat protectant as well, and I spray a little in my hand, and I go through and just make sure that I have covered all of the sections and everything that I am going to be heat styling further. So this stuff is great too if you have finer hair like I do. It doesn't weigh your hair down, so that's really incredible. So okay, you guys, let's go meet me in a not so basement-y type of lighting. I just can't fit lights in here. Back to better lighting. I do take an extra step that you don't necessarily need to do if you don't have frizzier hair. I mean, you see this frizz here. When I do style my hair and it is wash day, I like my style to last 2 to 3 days, and this really ensures that it does. I like to take my GHD Glide, which I've raved about. This really makes a huge difference if you have like frizzy or naturally curly or wavy hair, for your hair to last and not look crazy after you sleep. So I like to take the sections that are most frizzy, and I like to just take this and just get rid of that frizz. So it's not, you know, burning up my hair or anything. You can do it quicker, whatever you need to do. It's kind of like a pre-style, almost like a primer for your style. So I like to just kind of run it through any really frizzy areas, which is usually this like the sides of my head. So just take it through. I'll go a little slower if an area is a little frizzier, because I get a lot of like under curl. The underneath of my hair is super curly, while the top is more wavy. We'll do this, and then there's some other little styling tricks I like to do at the very end. So I'll take it in the back especially, and just kind of slowly run that through. Two sections, so I'll take the top half here. Going to use my flat iron. This is the GHD Platinum Plus. I love this. It doesn't cause as much damage to your hair, and this really does. I bought this last year. It really helps your hairstyle last a lot longer. There's so many cords and lights and things in this tiny room. So I like to start, and I like to basically take it out and then flip it under. So I like to run this through a little bit, just kind of get things curled under on the underneath, since it's the shortest there. I like to take my sections, take them straight out, and then curl it under, and it's going to give you that really nice 90s kind of bend at the ends of your hair. That's really the trick. And if you have like thinner or finer hair, I'll show you a little trick too if you need a little more volume in other areas. Take your flat iron, do not close it, take it on the bottom and just kind of bump it up a little, and it gives that hair a little more volume there without being frizzy or anything. So place the hair right on that bottom part of your flat iron and just kind of angle it out, kind of bend that area, and that'll give you a little more rounded volume. I also like to use this round brush to brush out my sections, since it does kind of reduce frizz already. Very difficult doing this at this desk. And just see the areas that need a little more curled under. That's why I love this flat iron. Like, look at the difference. It gives you a lot of control, and you don't have to clamp it really hard to get a nice pass through. And curl it under, get a nice curl like that. So again, I like to kind of take that bottom of the flat iron and do that just to get a nice kind of lifted away from the face, but still kind of towards the face effect. And as you can see, we're already getting that kind of like nice frizz-free curled under vibe. I mean, look at the difference. Look at the size of my hair. All right, on to this next side, and then I'm gonna finish off the back. Super simple. It's just all really about hair products and hair tools, really, and just kind of mastering that. And this between these two hot tools that I just showed you what I use, this right here will last for 2 days. And then see like how there's like a bend right here? So this is when I like to take that section, take the bottom of my flat iron, oh my god, it's so difficult, and just not close it and just kind of do that, and it gets rid of that ridge right there. That is a curl, but I don't want it. Again, I'll take my Ibiza G5 and just kind of brush through that, get that nice and shiny, and straighten and curl under and kind of towards the face. I forgot to say that on the other side. So when taking sections, I like to straighten and kind of guide that flat iron towards my face to really get that volume and thickness towards the front of my face. Honestly, to me, like, to get the perfect look with this type of haircut, it really is all about the tiny little movements and differences you can make. You know, if I wanted something more modern or something like that for this haircut, I would just straighten it. But it's all about just really paying attention to what you're doing with your hot tools, where you're curling under, and like figuring out too what's best for your hair. You know, kind of learning where your hair naturally lays and what direction it kind of refuses to go. Now watch, I'm gonna get a little more lift in the front here with just the bottom of that flat iron. Got a little more, see that? It's like that perfect. Anyway, hopefully you know what I'm talking about. I'll just kind of check, make sure that one side isn't curled under more than the other. I feel like this one's curled under a little more. So you can either go back through and kind of straighten that curl on one side or curl it more on the other. So just like this side of my hair, it kind of wants to go away from my face, so I will direct it more towards my face as I'm styling it. If that makes sense to figuring out how your hair likes to lay naturally and just how you need to kind of guide it and kind of train it. The back, when I'm doing the back of my head, I straighten and curl under, and I will show you how I get that nice volume at the top. All right, for this back section, just going to brush that through. Really just use that bottom half of that flat iron until I get to the ends and curl under. So before we put our styling products in, which I only have 3, yes, 3. Let me show you what it looks like. So we're just dealing with a lot of volume and swinginess, right? But to finish it off and hold the style, these are the products I like to use. This, if you've watched my channel for any amount of time, this is no surprise to you. This is the Kevin Murphy Do-Over Dry Powder Finishing Hairspray. To me, it's like a texturizing spray that's lightweight with a little hold. Now, when I do curl my hair, like with a curling iron, normally I would go and apply this to my roots and the ends, but what I like to do with it, with this haircut, to get this kind of, to keep this bounce and things, I only apply it to the very ends, and I will lift up, like, imagine your hand's a claw, and lift up and spray. So you really get the volume mostly in the ends to get that like true 90s type of bob. I also like to lift up the front section, spray it as well. I like to take my Kevin Murphy Session Spray Stronghold Hairspray and basically do the same thing. Really focus on the ends of the hair to keep that volume and stack look. And then for the front, I will kind of do the same thing as well. Lift it away from the face, spray, and just kind of let it fall. And then just kind of, you know, encourage that curl with my fingers. This hairspray is so not crunchy, and it is such strong hold. Did you guys see that? Like, you just kind of, and it really trains that curl. So you can get a nice like style that's held without it being crunchy with that hairspray. So boom, this is how I like to style my 90s bob, y'all. To finish off, I like to take my Olaplex No. 7 bonding oil. Again, a nice really lightweight product that's wonderful for frizzy fine hair, and I just take a little in my palms, warm it up, and just run it through. And my perfect dream 90s bob is complete. I'm gonna zoom you out a little bit so you can see the whole thing. Now also I do want to give you a little trick. If you don't like the front little curled under and have the back kind of heavy, you can focus on straightening that a little more. Chewy is like, feed me now. That is how I style my hair. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram at I'm Mallory Brooke. I will have a link below where you can follow me. I do a lot more hair stuff on there as well. But can we just appreciate the swing? Do you see this? Do you see this? Like, you can find this hair at a park because it is a swing. Like, look at it. I hope you found the tips helpful, and you can totally, if you don't have like a all one length type of cut, you can totally use these tips for all lengths of hair. If you are looking for a nice, just kind of curled under smooth style, it's gonna last you all day. I will also have every product that I mentioned, as well as my other favorites like shampoos and conditioners for my type of hair, in the info below, so you can shop that as well. I didn't want to like get into everything, but products and hair tools are key. I'm gonna stop. I'm obsessed. You guys know this. I will see you in the next one. Happy weekend, you guys. Goodbye.
All right.